Welcome to Star Wars Timeline. My name is Ben, and in today's character highlight, we're discussing the Black Krrsantan. I'm sure most of you guys have seen him in the Book of Boba Fett show, but I suspect some newcomers might ask a question. Who is this character? Where's he originally from? I enjoy making these type of videos to discuss these characters, give a crash course to beginners, and also hear your impressions. What do you think of this character? I hope you leave some comments in the video section below. Let me know how you're enjoying the show, how you're enjoying the character, where did you learn about him first. Anyway, this video will be broken into several sections. First, we will discuss who this character is, the abbreviated version. We'll talk about his personality type, his skill sets. I'll give you my own impression of this character and what I hope to see in the future. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Black Krrsantan originally shows up in 2015 comic book Darth Vader, issue number 1. He was created by the writer Kieron Gillen and artist Salvatore LaRocca. We know that he's a Wookie bounty hunter who was actually born on his home planet of Kashyyyk, where he was captured by Zanti brothers. They turn him into this gladiator slash pit fighter, and obviously later on he becomes a notorious bounty hunter who works for several huge names in Star Wars. One of them being Jabba the Hutt. So he worked for Jabba the Hutt to go and stop this mysterious man on Tatooine who kind of prevented Jabba the Hutt's water tax, right? We find out that when he goes to Lars Owen's moisture farm, that mysterious man is no other than Obi-Wan Kenobi, who confronts the Wookiee and defeats him. He's also hired by Darth Vader. Jabba the Hutt sort of loans both Boba Fett and Dark Krrsantan to the Sith Lord. And while Boba Fett is actually tasked with finding Luke Skywalker, Black Krrsantan's mission was very different. He was to find Silo, this mysterious Emperor's agent who is kind of like operating in the shadows and keeping an eye on Darth Vader. And Darth Vader would have none of it. He tasks the bounty hunter to expose this agent. He also works for Dr. Aphra. At one point, Bossk, another bounty hunter, IG-90, and Krrsantan are hired by Dr. Aphra. They want to pull off a heist. They want to hit the fortune of this Santul Pride syndicate, and she hires all these bounty hunters to go and perform the task. He's also hired by the Hutt twins, the cousins of Jabba the Hutt, as we see in the Book of Boba Fett show. He's hired to kill Boba Fett because the Hutts want to reclaim their territories on Tatooine. Obviously, he fails. Quick spoiler alert, we learned in the last episode that Boba Fett is actually offering him the gig now. In terms of personality type, he's this towering, huge Wookiee. Even for their species, he's like giant-sized, very muscular. Obviously, he's all covered in black fur, and he's wearing his decorative armor, all in gold, plus some hair pieces as well, and ornaments. He has one of the scars over his eyes, which was actually done by a lightsaber from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obviously, the Jedi doesn't kill him, being the Jedi that he is, but he defeats the Wookiee and he chases him off Owen's Lars moisture farm. We also know briefly that Dark Krrsantan is disgraced by his people on Kashyyyk and he's forced to leave the planet. And despite working with Dr. Aphra, he has no reservations by taking a bounty hunter on her head. And he has no remorse over their past that they work together. He's willing to bring her over and get the money, get the bounty for her. In terms of Krrsantan's skill set, he has went through intense physical training, obviously for being this ultimate pit fighter that he wins all the duels, all the battles. And we know that when he fought Kenobi and Boba Fett, he posed a serious threat, a big danger. He actually almost killed Boba Fett. And later on, Boba Fett goes on to say that Black Krrsantan is one of the top tier bounty hunters Jabba the Hutt has ever hired, which is actually quite a resume, right? When the ultimate bounty hunter says something like this about you, you know you're the real deal. We know also that he's great with bowcaster. I guess it's a given, you know. We see Chewie using the same weapon. I guess it's a given for all the Wookiees. He excels at that. He also uses his sharp teeth and his claws to bite, scratch, and, you know, hit his target any way he can and just tear you apart. He also uses his signature weapons, the brass knuckles. What was my impression of this character? I used to collect Star Wars Marvel comic books just when they started releasing them in 2015. And I remember turning over to the last page of the first issue of Darth Vader, and I was immediately struck with his appearance. Not only did he look very intimidating and ferocious and really detailed, the artwork was really beautiful, but also it was quite a new vocation for a Wookiee. We always see them as these noble creatures, but here this bounty hunter. I'm like, okay, that's quite a contrast. That was very, very interesting. I also enjoy his stage presence in the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, the set designers and the costume makers create the environment around Black Krrsantan and the actor portraying him that just has so much intimidation. The way that they film him, how he gives you that one-eyed like stare, you know he's the real deal. I really enjoyed that a lot about the show, and I hope we get to see him in the later episodes in the future shows beyond the Book of Boba Fett. And I also like that he went toe-to-toe with the Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and survived. So what do I hope to see in the future with this character? As I guys mentioned, we have this very short snippet of his past where he's kind of disavowed by the Wookiees. He transgressed. He did something really, really terrible that they chase him off the planet. I want them to tap into it. I can't see it done in live action because he's not a known character to spend too much time on, but maybe within the format of a digital show, like a 3D show or maybe hand-drawn animation, they could spend several episodes describing what happened there. Because you know how in the Clone Wars or the Rebels show, they would take a lesser-known character and expand upon them within like 2 or 3 story episode arc, telling you more details about him and making more interesting and making the fans more invested. That's what I hope to see with Black Krrsantan. And I also want to see more stories with him beyond the Book of Boba Fett show. Give me a short story, give me a comic book. If he shows up in some kind of a video game that is parallel with the time of the events of the show, I'll be very happy with it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this sort of content, you want to see more of my character highlights, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button, come back for more. And I would love to read your comments and let me know what you guys thought about this character. What do you hope to see in the future? How do you like the costume? How do you like his fights with Boba Fett and so forth? And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.